The year is 2018. Nations are divided, paranoia runs rampant, and as soon as you think you're safe, facts become subjective.
You are listening to Conspiracy Facts. Clap, clap. And doodle-doo.
Howdy.
Hello and welcome back.
Absolutely to
The Conspiracy Facts podcast.
and print media.
You will wish these were theories and newspapers. So, our waveform's looking a little small. I'm going to bump us up real quick.
It's looking a little hunky dory.
And let's see if this is a little more hunky dory.
Hunky dory. Sounds like a really buff blue fish from Finding Nemo.
Ooh, Dory's a hunk. All right, man. So we're doing another swoopity swap.
Swip swap.
Dylan's bringing the
Cadillac.
facts to Ty-Town.
Yep. I can't remember what I said last time, but today we're going to be discussing D.B. Cooper.
Sick.
Now, Ty, I've explained it to you once before. What do you know about D.B. Cooper?
I've looked into the facts just from being in the conspiracy realm for about 15 weeks now. We are on our 15th podcast, so happy anniversary.
Happy 15.
Happy 15th-versary. It is also September 15th, the day that we are recording this, which is interesting.
This was
enough.
planned, actually. So
I'm trying to find something that I can mess with and fidget with. Thank you.
there you go. Have a ball.
Yeah, I've looked into the DB Cooper stuff a little bit.
Uh-huh.
And by that I mean I watched the BuzzFeed Unsolved video.
Yeah.
about it.
Okay. Yeah. That's pretty much all the info there is. BuzzFeed is very reliable.
Yeah.
They get all the news.
They're a good news source.
Mhm.
A good place for lots of entertainment and other things. Quizzes.
Uh-huh.
You can learn a lot about yourself on BuzzFeed.
I mean, their quizzes are incredibly accurate. I mean, I know which Hogwarts house I would be if I were to be in Hogwarts Town.
Yeah, I know like which hot doctor would be my boyfriend from the different medical shows.
I know which actor I would be if I was an actor.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which actor would you be?
Well, it was kind of spliced down the middle, a little between Tom Hanks. It was like the body and the personality of Tom Hanks and the off-center nose of Tom Cruise.
And the feet of Sandra Bullock.
Oh damn, I got some hot feet then.
All right. So, can you give me lay down some facts about DB Cooper?
Yeah, so DB Cooper is it's an alias known of this guy who It's an alias of this guy who hijacked a Boeing 727 on November 24th, 1971. Now, what happened, according to all the eyewitnesses, DB Cooper boarded the plane, was inconspicuous. Then he hands a note to a flight attendant saying, "I have a bomb, and I will blow up the plane."
And I will blow up the plane.
Word for word, this is
word
quote.
for word.
Yeah.
With the dot,
Yeah.
the ellipses in between for some added suspense.
He took a little while to think about what he wanted to say.
He's like, I really didn't get this far when I was planning
Yeah.
it.
Oh shoot!
Yeah,
I got the bomb. I got the suitcase. So let's see. It said.
Wait, let me. Can I interject
Yeah.
real quick? DB Cooper, the alias that he used is actually from like some kind of German comic or something like that,
Yes,
right? Or like from Norway.
Yeah, it was from some foreign comic about not necessarily a superhero, but like a kind of like a G.I. Joe type thing.
like
but Air
a
Force.
war hero
guy.
Who did plane stuff.
Yeah, so that's where DB Cooper. Now he was identified on his ticket as Dan Cooper, and used cash. Well, not identified himself on the ticket, but identified himself as he was purchasing the ticket as Dan Cooper.
Mm-hmm.
I handed a note to the flight attendant that said, "Miss, you'd better..." Wait, no, he said, "Miss, you'd better look at that note. I have a bomb." And then he demanded $200,000 in negotiable American currency. So basically, like, he wanted all 20s.
Reach for the stars. yeah. Damn.
Negotiable.
$200K.
$2 bills.
$200K just doesn't seem like it's worth it.
Yeah.
Even in the 70s, like, he could have gone for $500,000 or something a little more than that.
Let's see, $200,000 on the fax machine.
Adjust for inflation.
In 1974 was... Let's see. Let's just get a little dipsy doodle look inside this. Okay. So it in 1974 had the same buying power as 1,067,203.46 cents.
Shit, never mind.
Okay, so he basically
That's Bitcoin.
He wanted $1 million. Yeah, he got Bitcoin. It was all Bitcoin.
I want 6 Bitcoin.
Yeah, can you give me 6 Bitcoin? Peak. That'd be a waste.
Mm-hmm.
So he wanted $200,000, 4 parachutes, 2 primary and 2 reserve, and a fuel truck standing by in Seattle to refuel the aircraft upon arrival.
So he knows what he's doing.
Yeah,
to some extent.
Yeah, no, it's a lot of people kind of took his composure, like the flight attendants, all the witnesses took his composure as very, like, not that he necessarily had done what he's doing before, but knew his way around it and had this planned out. So what happened? The pilot, William Scott, contacted air traffic control, told them they were landing because of a minor mechanical difficulty. So then they took back off. FBI agents assembled the ransom money from several Seattle banks. They gave him $10,020.
So the FBI is allowed to just go to banks and say, "Give us your money." We're
Give
the
me a
FBI.
withdrawal.
Yeah,
They got the gold card.
damn. That's a good reason to join the FBI.
I know, dude.
Because you can just go to banks and be like, DB Cooper.
And you can also hold out your wallet and say, "Give me your car."
Yeah. Apparently, you can pretty much have whatever you want if you're in the FBI.
Yeah, I want a popsicle.
Yeah.
It's like you ever seen that episode of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia where Charlie and Frank they pretend to be cops so they can get free hot dogs.
Yes.
And they get a police car and they go to find a junkyard dog and they can't, so they get a cat.
It's been a while, but
Yeah.
I have seen that one.
I bet that's the FBI power right there.
It really is.
Yeah.
We need to get an FBI cat.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
And then we can do that.
Yeah. So they gave him the money. Then they gave him the parachutes that they obtained from a local skydiving school.
So I guess the government, they just kind of run around taking stuff. Do they give them like IOUs, or they're just like, this is your taxes
They're
now?
just like, "Hey-o, can I borrow this real quick?"
Hey, yo. Everybody say, whale.
Well.
Interesting.
So at 5:24 p.m., Cooper was informed that his demands had been met. After that, all the passengers were released from the plane. Then,
Well, that's nice of him.
yeah. He was like, "Hey guys, go home, have a nice meal, enjoy your family, watch the Seahawks game." During refueling, Cooper outlined his flight plan with the cockpit crew. He told them that he wanted to go to Mexico City at the minimum airspeed possible without stalling the aircraft. I guess he told him 100. Yeah, so he told him he wanted to go at 100 knots at a maximum 10,000 foot altitude. So those are like pretty exact like skydiving instructions. Like he knew he was like he knew what he was doing, and was like he wanted to give him exact so he could jump out of the plane.
That's cool. So then they wouldn't know where he was jumping. He's just like, this whole time I have the option to jump.
Right. So let's see. Okay, so after takeoff, at approximately 8 p.m., a warning light flashed inside the cockpit indicating that the aft air stair apparatus had been activated. The crew's offer of assistance via the aircraft's intercom system was curtly refused. The crew soon noticed a subjective change of air pressure indicating that the left door was open. At approximately 8:13, aircraft's tail section sustained a sudden upward movement, significant enough to require trimming to bring the plane back to level, all that stuff.
So that's when he jumped.
Yeah. So Now, what the biggest craziness about this? Hold on, I'm gonna adjust this mic because I don't feel like I'm talking into it.
Sure.
All right, can y'all hear me better? Okay, well, just comment. So
Comment yes or no.
check yes or no. All right, George Strait. Basically, the reason why it's such a big deal is because, since 1974, no one has been properly identified as D.B. Cooper. They've never found him.
He's on the run.
And
after that, like, they don't have any record of what really happened to him.
Right.
So he jumps out of the plane, and that's the last known report of anything D.B. Cooper has done.
Right. And that's they've found some of the bills in some Washington
By the river
forests.
and stuff.
Right. Vans by the river.
He lives in them.
Yeah, he lives in them. I don't think they've checked that out. That's probably what it is.
I think what I saw in the BuzzFeed video I watched was that they found like part of a suitcase or something that held some of the bills and like some of the bills intact in Mexico.
Yeah. That
they have confirmed are from the DB Cooper stuff.
Okay.
So it's like, did he just lose some of the money or did he die?
Yeah. That's what there's
knows.
a lot of conspiracies that I think there were a lot of clues also found like in the Washington forests. Because that wasn't super far off or outside of Takeoff. I think it was Washington forests. But there was like parachute fragments. There was, some people found bills, all kinds of stuff like that. So there is a good possibility that he died because another attributing factor is, one of the biggest things that kind of made it hard for the plane crew to know where he went is it was raining that day.
Yeah.
So it was a big old, it wasn't a thunderstorm, but a rainstorm. So he jumped out of the plane while it was raining, and
he was probably so sticky.
He was so sticky.
Ugh.
It was crazy from all the sap.
I'd say land this plane. It's too sticky out here. Get me down on the ground and get me an umbrella now.
Yeah, can I have?
Or else?
Yeah, this rain. Oh boy.
I'm not jumping out in this.
I'm not gonna jump out.
I'm not jumping anywhere.
Yeah.
No jump can come from this.
Yeah, I want $200,000 on a jump, please.
Now there was also something else that I can't remember that was kind of relevant to the DB Cooper story, where it was something about shit. I don't remember. Keep talking.
What do you remember what it pertained to?
Oh fuck. No, I don't. I had it a second ago and then I started fucking around.
Yeah.
But it's so what are some of the theories regarding DB Cooper?
So, the FBI kind of has come to the consensus that he is, former airman. He obviously has
lots of flight experience, parachuting knowledge.
Yeah,
planes.
Planes, air,
rain.
Rain.
Oh, here it is. One of the parachutes was a dud.
Yes.
And he jumped with one of the duds. He jumped with two parachutes, right?
Yep.
One of them was good and one of them was a dud. So that's one of the reasons they think he might have died is because he might have.
Yeah. So, there is a lot of evidence that he died, but then there's also evidence that he's gotten away. Just because, they haven't ever found a body. They never found all of the money. And there was, everything was kind of like the clues were kind of scattered as if someone was, moving with them. So it's one of those, he's either alive or dead. That's it.
That's kind of usually where it goes with these human cases. I know this is gonna fucking suck,
but
someone's got to do it.
Someone's gotta.
Huh.
So I think the question we should answer first, since that's most to all of the facts,
is why?
Why
DB Cooper? Did you think you needed
why
to steal $200,000 on a plane?
Why didn't you just steal the plane?
For real? Go somewhere nice.
Yeah.
Enjoy yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
Kick back.
And one other thing I forgot to mention is like the reason why DB Cooper was a big deal back in the 70s because no one had ever done this before.
Mm-hmm.
Like a plane hijacking is something that no one, I mean, it had been heard of, but not domestically.
Yeah,
so
and that's when they were still smoking on planes. And
right.
They were just, I mean, he bought his ticket in cash under a fake name.
Mm-hmm.
You just do whatever the
Carried
fuck
a bomb
you want
on
back
there.
in the 70s.
Yeah. He's just like, hey, I'm gonna check this package.
Yeah. I'm just gonna take this with me.
Yeah.
And we're going to there was no 9/11 yet. Is another big thing.
No, because this. Well, I mean, maybe this had happened in November, so it might have happened.
If we're speaking
from
from a linear timeline,
yeah,
then 9/11 hasn't happened
well,
yet.
September 11th was before November 24th.
Right, but not the real 9/11. That happened in 2001.
Oh, right, that was 1975.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. 1 year after.
1 year after, and then another couple years later.
Right.
They did the first half of 9/11, which was 9.5.
9, 5.5.
No, 5.5. Yeah.
What
9,
would that be?
5.5.
4.5, 5.5.
4.5, 5.5. Happened in 1975.
DB Cooper's behind 4.5, 5.5.
DB Cooper did 4.5, 5.5. And he laid the groundwork for the terrorists and for Bush to collude in 2001 on 9/11.
On 9/11. He did first half, they did the second half.
DB Cooper did 4.5, 5.5.
Just wait until 13.5, 16.5.
We're all fucked.
Yep.
It'd be 1822.
Well,
1822 is the next.
If we're doubling, okay, I was going by increments of the halves.
Mm.
So I mean, 1822. That's already happened though. America was already formed back in 1822.
I'm talking about the 18th day of the 22nd month. Is the thing.
Are we using American standard or
metric system?
Metric system. Okay, yeah. In metric tons.
In metric tons.
All right, 1822.
Columbus sailed the ocean blue.
Maybe that's military time.
I think it is.
Okay, so that would be what?
6:22. Set your clocks, everyone.
Set your clocks for 6:22 p.m.
And hold on to your ass.
Just your ass.
Oh God! Wow, we're really digging into this. I think it's time we hear a few words from our sponsors and then come right back and talk about more DB Cooper.
Don't touch that dial.
Hey yo.
Howdy.
We're here to tell you about the different ways that you can support the podcast. Dylan, what do we got?
We got cash. We got check.
Mail it in.
Mail us cash to 871 Post Office Box 3.
Well, no. I'm not even going to give my real P.O. box.
Don't mail us cash.
Don't mail us cash.
Hackers can get it.
Yeah. The hackers, they're going to hack in, they're going to get the cash, and it's never going to see the light of day. Yeah, we do actually. We have our Patreon. There's a podcast here. You get extra podcast stuff. You get video on your podcast and early podcast on the ones where I don't drop the ball.
How about that?
And fuck stuff up.
Yeah.
We have my merch store, link in bio. We have Adorable Aesthetic, also link in bio. That's a cute store with all sorts of fun stuff.
We also have our LinkedIn bios that you can check out if you want to read those.
Please read those. Hire us. Get us some connections with good businessmen. And yeah, let's listen to the rest of the podcast. Thanks.
Attaboy. Doodle-a-doo.
And we're back.
Thanks for coming.
So DB Cooper did 4.5, 5.5. We know that.
Yep.
Because he wanted the money.
He wanted the money.
He was in it for the money.
Right.
Because when it comes to stuff like this, or any sort of job that you're going to do, you either do it because you love it, you do it because you want the experience, you want to learn something, you want to get your foot in the door, or you do it for the money.
Yeah.
DB did it for the money.
Yeah. I agree. I
he
think
probably
that's
did
why
it for
he
the
asked
Vine.
for it.
Yeah, that's why he said, show me the money.
Show me the money.
And that's actually where that line came from.
It was probably like a Deal or No Deal. The FBI came out with a bunch of cases, and he said,
He's a deal.
Yeah, deal.
They're like, we'll fly you to your destination. No deal. 200 grand.
Yeah.
Deal.
He takes 2 cases, and one of them has $200,000 and 4 parachutes, and the other has 1 penny.
He has to choose which one. The banker would like to offer you.
The banker would like to offer you 2 parachutes and
one of them works.
$25,000.
No deal. That's where he got the acronym DB, because it was like deal breaker. Deal but Cooper.
That's where they leave off more of his initials. It's probably like DB and B or DB and D. Deal but no deal. Cooper.
Wow. Deal but no deal, Cooper. some 40 years before the show airs or something.
And that the second, abbreviations are in quotations, like deal but no deal, Cooper.
But no deal, Cooper. Love it. So DB Cooper, he was a former military airman.
Yeah, he was a former airman. Now, who was he? Like,
right.
We haven't really dived into that.
We got to get the identity, or at least his backstory.
Yeah.
Before we can move on, because that's really important.
Yeah. Now, I'm gonna check the fax machine because I can't remember, and it's probably a stupid thing to remember or to forget.
And it's a stupid thing to remember too.
It's a stupid thing to remember. Oh, DB Cooper also has the same initials as Game of Thrones showrunner DB Weiss.
No
correlation
because of the Cooper. That's how you know.
Well, have you never heard of if you've been had, it's a coup.
Oh, or he's leaving, abruptly. He's flying the coop.
True.
And he's parachuting and he's in a plane. So it's all it's all tied together. It's all fact.
Yeah. So I think, there's a lot of speculation on who he really is.
What if, the man who wrote the Da Vinci Code, which is riddled with riddles.
Leonardo da Vinci.
No, Dan Brown.
Oh.
And Dan Brown flew the coop, DB Cooper. Just a guess.
Dan Brown screwed the pooch, DB Cooper.
Not to be confused with popular YouTuber Dan Brown, who goes by the name Pogobat on YouTube.
Oh. He
does a lot of pogo stick videos. He taught me how to solve a Rubik's Cube.
Oh, not to be confused with short film / documentary filmmaker Dana Brown. Who filmed such documentaries such as Dust to Glory about the Baja 1000 and Dust to Glory 2 about the Baja 1000.
Love that. I think we have some facts here that sort of lead to Dan Brown possibly being
Dan Brown,
DB Cooper.
Right. So do you think that he tried to hide all of his clues in the Da Vinci Code and in Angels and Demons and in what other movie of that series has come out or book?
Oh, I'm sure it's all in there. Surely. No, I haven't seen any of them.
Don't call me Shirley.
And that's actually another line that he said.
Because it's airplane.
It's airplane.
Yep.
So,
and DB Cooper, Dan Brown Cooper, was in a plane.
He was in a plane in the air.
Yeah. And I think that's one of the things that the FBI must have overlooked. And so, there's no way he can be going by his real name. DB Cooper, Dan Brown Cooper. He just added Cooper because that's very coup d'etat.
Ooh, Cooper. Got him. I feel like that's very true. And I think that a lot of the reason, maybe some motivation behind Dan Brown, the author of the Da Vinci Code, stealing $200,000 back in the 1970s and jumping out of a plane with one false shoot would be to help his writing career. You write based on your life and your experiences in one way or another. Even if you're fabricating a character, you need to some extent to be able to draw from things that you have personally gone through. And I think he's sort of trying to diversify his arsenal of writing, prompts. He's like, what if this happened? I'll make it happen for real. I don't fucking care. I'm Dan Brown.
Right.
Jesus had a wife. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah. No, I get that. So here are just some more people that we can't quite, write off. But some other identities that Dan Brown might have. Other people with initials DB is Drew Barrymore.
Oh my God.
It could be her.
And she was starting fires. And
Easy A. No, that's Cameron.
That's Emma Watson. Who are you talking about? Cameron Diaz?
Cameron Diaz was Easy A.
Huh.
Emma Watson.
Oh, I'm thinking of Emma Stone. Anyways.
Yeah.
She played the goddamn.
I'm thinking of Bad Teacher.
That's Cameron Diaz.
Yeah, I saw those two movies like at the same time, and literally at the same time. One left eye, one right eye. David Bowie.
Yeah.
David Beckham.
No.
Not Dave. Da Brat.
I like that.
I don't know who that is. Maybe they're like, I don't know. Dave Bautista. Possibly.
Doesn't ring a bell.
Ooh, here we go. This is it. Dimitar Berbatov.
As much as I would love to try to say that myself, I think I'm gonna stand with my fact of Dan Brown.
Even Drake Bell.
Drake Bell's
right under Dan Brown.
He could be.
Dierks Bentley.
But if you want to come up with some reasons why Drake Bell might be DB Cooper, you can, and I will sort of state a few more facts that I have in the case of Dan Brown. So I think Dan Brown wanted the $200,000 to self-publish the Da Vinci Code because he knew he had a hit novel, and all of the the book company people, they were like, no, we're not feeling it. I'm sorry. And that's just like a really hard genre to get into, is like, the weird fucking mystery. And it's a story that I think could rub a lot of people the wrong way. So he's like, fuck it, I'll do it myself, and I'll get a great fucking story in the process, and I'll make something of myself. I'm not a coward. I'm not a wimp. My dad was wrong. I'm going to prove the world that I can do what I want. Yeah. I'm DB Cooper.
I get that.
I'm going to jump out in the rain.
Yeah.
I want to get sticky. Down in Mexico.
All day, every day. Now, here is one other person who we really haven't... Okay, I'm going to change my theory from Drake Bell to this man who I have just found. Who
is it? Doc Brown?
No, it's not Doc Brown.
Great Scott.
On the same website where you can search people by their initials, it's called peoplebyinitials.com.
Okay.
Under the initials DBC, there is only one DB Cooper, and it is Duncan Brown Cooper.
Huh. Duncan.
He was an American journalist, publisher, and Democratic politician who served the Tennessee House of Representatives and the Tennessee Senate.
Wow, we might have our guy.
From 1844 to 1922.
And then he disappeared. Well, and he sat in hiding until 1970s.
Correction, that's his lifespan.
Right.
Allegedly. Now, just because 1974 was 130 years after he was born doesn't mean that he didn't fake his death in 1922.
Right. And lead a full life.
Right, lead a full life.
Went into hiding, decided to do some plane stuff.
Right.
Because he was there when, the Wright brothers took off, and he was like, this is going to be the next craze.
He survived the Titanic.
I got to get in on this. He survived the Titanic.
Well, survived.
He came out bigger and better. Right. He knew, he was alive when it happened, and in that sense, he survived it.
Right.
Which is good.
Right.
I'm thinking that you're going to probably have to make a pretty strong case for him, because I am still wholeheartedly convinced that it's Dan Brown, the author of the Da Vinci Code.
Now, okay, so here's the thing. Here's one of the biggest facts that kind of gets Duncan Brown. I'm going to call him Dunky.
Of course.
Gives Dunky Cooper convicts him. 1865. Okay. Duncan Brown Cooper married Florence Fleming, and they had 3 children together.
Wow.
After her death in the 1870s, he married again to Mary Polk Jones.
Okay.
And they had 5 children together.
8 kids total.
Right. 8.
8 divided by 2 is 4.
4 plus the half, for estimation, is 4.5.
Or 1/2 of his wives survived, so that's how you know that you get the 1/2. So that's 4.5.
Well, technically, both of his wives died.
Eventually. And so did he. True.
I mean, just look at his mustache.
Oh, yeah.
Tell me that's not DB. I'll pull up a sketch of DB Cooper.
He looks nothing like the sketch, but it is a really impressive mustache.
I almost said an SB Cooper, and that's not right.
No, it's not.
Now, DB Cooper, right here, right?
Yeah.
Imagine him like this.
You just made the picture a lot smaller. You swiped.
Imagine him like this.
Okay. Yeah, I guess I could kind of see it.
He has. It's black.
I think
and
this
white.
might be one of those where you have to split the facts.
I think, now that I look at it, I think you're right, Tyler. I think I'm wrong. Duncan, there's a reason why he doesn't have much on his Wikipedia page. It's not because he's a mystery. It's because he doesn't matter.
Got him.
Sorry.
He might have died.
Yeah.
Is the thing, and that's where the facts kind of get a little shady for me.
Right.
But there could be alternative timelines where one DB Cooper was Dan Brown, the author of the Da Vinci Code, and the other DB Cooper was Duncan.
Yeah.
And I mean, we might have Mandela'd, and we might come from 2 different timelines, and that's why we're remembering the facts a little bit separately.
I believe that Dan Brown hid all the clues tying him to DB Cooper in the title of the Da Vinci Code. Do you want me to tell you how?
Yeah.
Do you know any Spanish?
A little bit. Yeah. I know how to say, like, save me from the witch, and just, like, basic phrases like that.
Okay. Congrats.
Thank you.
What sound does the V make in Spanish?
It's a B sound.
It's a B sound.
Wow.
Da Vinci Code. D, V, or B. C. D, B, Cooper.
Whoa. I think we have the facts.
I think that's the facts. And that's why, the following angels and demons, angels are, all the good things that he's done. The demons are his inner demons about hijacking the plane.
Oh, yeah. And angels fly. And he flew.
Bingo. Demons also fly.
Depending on the lore, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, is that the one? I've only seen one scene of it, if it is. But it's like really like sort of gritty, color graded, kind of like desaturated.
Yeah.
But really contrasty. And there's just a shit ton of like, maybe they're in like a shack or something at one point, and there's a shit ton of demons like flying down from the sky and like hoarding around these 2 main characters.
I don't think so.
Okay.
It does have like kind of significant color grading because a lot of it takes place at night. I mean, it's more significant than the first one, but it's also like I don't know. Like it's got like Ewan McGregor who plays Obi-Wan in Star Wars.
Sweet.
It's got Tom Hanks who plays Woody in Toy Story. It's got angels. It's got demons.
It's got Obi-Wan. It's got Woody. It's got everything you could want.
I mean, just like the first one. It's basically a.
So wait, is this a part 2 to the Da Vinci Code?
It's a sequel.
Huh.
It's like, I mean, it's kind of like the more PG-13 version of National Treasure 1 and 2. That's what Angels and Demons and Da Vinci Code.
Aren't National Treasure movies PG-13 already? Or
They're
are they
PG.
just PG?
They're PG.
Huh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
They only say heck.
They only say heck. They don't have that one F word in there.
Yeah.
Imagine where in National Treasure 1 would the F word be? Because for those who don't know, like in order to keep a PG-13 rating, you can say one F word in the movie.
Yeah.
My guess would be when he sees the Declaration of Independence, like not even in person, just when Nicolas Cage looks at it.
Wow.
He just goes, fuck. He just... and that's their one.
I was gonna say more of like, we're gonna steal the fucking Declaration of Independence.
We're gonna fuck the Declaration of Independence.
We're gonna fuck the Declaration. Maybe that was in the first draft, and they're like, hold on, this isn't the direction we want to go.
Oh my god. Yeah, I think it would have to be something like that.
Maybe it's as they're driving, and he goes, fuck, bad, bad, bad.
Bad. They see the treasure, and the older generation Nicolas Cage just goes, fuck. Fuck.
Yeah. Glove, Fry, Valley Forge. She puts the fucking E&L twice.
Oh my god. She pushed the fucking E&L twice.
What the heck?
Oh my god. And then in the second one, Book of Secrets, it's been too long for me to really know what happened in that movie.
Yeah.
But I would just like to imagine that he opens up the book and he's maybe stumped. Uh-huh. Yeah. And he's just like, fuck. and that's that one.
Maybe that's a deleted scene where he goes, fuck, I quit.
He just goes, fuck it.
Yeah. Fucking throws it off the Library of Congress. Like,
he lights the torches for the treasure room, and like it goes back, miles of gold treasure, and he just goes, fuck it. And then roll credits.
Fuck it.
Fuck yeah.
I think maybe another time in the first movie where I think he might have said it is more of it's like, all right, what do you want? I really don't want to go to jail. Like, I can't tell you enough how much I don't fucking want to go to jail. Well, someone's gotta go to fucking jail, Nick.
When he jumps off the bridge into the water, he just goes, fuck. It's like, wow. They chose to use their one F word there. It doesn't even seem like that's significant of like a compromise. Yeah. But okay. He's afraid of heights, I guess. I don't know.
We should turn that into a game, where would the F word go?
Yeah.
We should watch different PG-13 movies and just decide where the F word would go.
New segment.
Where would the F word go?
I love that. Oh my god.
Anyways, so we've got DB Cooper kind of roped up.
I think we got him pinned.
Hogtied.
Throw him off a bridge into the water.
Bat him up. Ring him up. Drop him in
Start him.
Start. He just loves to start him.
He just loves to start him. All right. I think that about wraps it up for DB Cooper. I am ready to move on to our own in-house conspiracy fact. Dylan, what is that?
Every 80s song ever played back-to-back chronologically tells the story of the Wizard of Oz. I don't think it's chronologically.
No, it's just like in order of the top 100 of that year.
Yeah.
And also, I think I've been thinking about this. I know that I've been thinking about this, and I would like to propose that we are not allowed to watch The Wizard of Oz for as long as this podcast is in play.
I'm sure that wouldn't be too hard, but remember I did the math on how long it would take for us to...
It's going to be like 15 years.
Yeah, it's going to be like, I think it was like 19 years. Because we're doing 100... It's 100 songs a year for 10 years. That's 10,000 episodes, and if we're doing once a week, 10,000 divided by 52, that's a lot. It's gonna
be a few years.
Yeah. So,
well, and also in opposition to what I just proposed, I feel like we'll be able to actually come up with better ways to tie the songs into the movies if either of us have seen the movie in like fucking 10 years, because I haven't.
Yeah. I think this keeps dropping, so I'm sorry.
That's okay. It's just the mic stand is fucked up.
How about that?
Offset the weight.
Yeah.
Good deal.
Good.
We
Dill.
need to get some sandbags.
That's my name.
Dill.
Dill.
All right, Air Supply. Lost in Love. That's what we're listening to this week. Go listen to it and come right back. All right.
All left.
That went well.
All up and down.
So, Dylan, would you like to start with your facts?
Okay, so no, because I
Okay.
didn't read the lyrics.
Okay,
Would you like to start?
Yeah, I'll go in. So this is Air Supply, Lost in Love. And the lyrics, first verse, I realize the best part of love is the thinnest slice. I don't want... I can't read from this far. Sorry. And it don't count for much, but I'm not letting go. I believe there's still much to believe in. So this is a little bit dark. So trigger warning, suicide. But I think this actually refers to the munchkin in the background that hangs himself.
Yeah.
And I think this is the secret story of what's actually going through his mind, is that he got up there and because there is a scene in The Wizard of Oz that is rumored to be containing a one of the munchkin actors actually hanging himself on set, and it was not, they didn't realize that they were recording during this part, and it's left in the original version of the film. It has since been removed. The studio claims it's a bird, but it has a distinct like human shape and swinging back and forth quality that sort of alluded to the theory in the first place, but or contributed. Basically, I think that he changed his mind and that it wasn't actually a suicide, it was a murder. I don't think he was going to go through with it. I think he wanted to, and he got it ready, and as he was about to say, never mind, fuck it, one of the other munchkins, maybe one of the background munchkins who was jealous of the fame of this main munchkin, got angry and said, no, fuck it, you're going to do it. But in that, didn't realize that he made that munchkin just so much more famous than he could have ever imagined.
Yeah.
So
I get that. I definitely think that's logical. Now, looking back at the lyrics, this one is a bit of an enigma. Air Supply did a good job of covering up their story so that way they could get their number 15 hit. Let's see. So, lift your eyes if you feel you can. Reach for a star and I'll show you a plan. I feel like that line right there is more of a it's kind of a dialogue between the Wizard of Oz and the group. Because then later on, or the next verse, you know you can't fool me. Well, what was the wizard at first? He was a big old projection made up by the Wizard of Oz, and originally did that just to intimidate the group. And so that's kind of,
it's kind of like that saying, you can't bullshit the bullshitter.
Right, exactly. And so I feel like, who's the one who figured out that it was the Wizard of Oz, that the Wizard of Oz was behind the curtain? Toto. Toto's got a lot of dialogue in all these songs.
There's really a lot going on from Toto's perspective that the musicians wanted to portray.
Yeah, Toto's such an easily forgotten character from the film, but he's got a lot of opinions. He's just as confused as Dorothy is, except he doesn't know what at all is going on.
He doesn't know what the fuck is happening.
Can't speak English,
Yeah,
So,
that's hard.
Yeah.
Toto's just having to really figure it out from an objective perspective, because he doesn't have people's words clouding up the facts.
Right. I think that's, the Toto...
the Toto...
Almighty Toto and the Scrumbly Wizard of Oz. They have a bit of a back and forth there. I don't think it is just between the Toto and him, but I think it's also some of the other groups, because later on in that verse, the wizard says, it started so easy. You want to carry on. You want to carry on your journey back to Kansas.
You want to come ask me for something.
Yeah, thinking aloud and fell out of touch. They fell from a tornado.
That's true. inside of a house.
Inside of a house. So.
And they fell on top of a witch, and it touched her rather violently.
Rather violently.
Yeah, I think those are some damn good facts.
I think those are some gnarly 100% put the wax seal of facts on there.
Ooh. Love that.
That's the sound effect for facts. You need to edit that in every time we have a fact.
Never doing that. All right, guys. Thank you for listening. Those are the DB Cooper facts, the Air Supply Lost in Love facts. Thank you for listening.
And those are the advertisement facts.
Yeah, don't forget to support Patreon, my merch store, and Adorable Aesthetics. As always, thank you for watching. Oh, no. I already did that part and actually said it right. Come back next week. In the month of October, we might not be around, but don't be alarmed. We will be back after that.
If you guys want me to vlog on Twitter, I can figure that out.
And as always,
technologicize your mind.
Bye.